don't actually participate in. We listen to your concerns, but the board does not communicate back, basically. We are governed by public comments under board policy 2230 is set by state law. The board policy establishes public comment portion of the meeting during which individuals may address the board and make public comments, but the board does not engage in conversation. There's 20 minutes designated at the beginning of this for public participation to allow as many people as possible. We'll have you speak when recognized. Individuals are typically, depending on the amount of people who actually want to speak, limited to 3 to 5 minutes for an overall 20-minute time period. If multiple people plan to speak, a lot of times it works better if you have a spokesperson to relay your message, and that way everyone and their message can be heard. And we had one person call in asking to be on the agenda, which was Rich Shields. Is he here? No? Okay. And then we have others who would like to address the board. How many do we have? Two? Okay. Does someone want to go first? I have Ken. Is it Kenneth Eller? Okay.
I can go first, whichever you'd like to do, Ken.
Sure, go.
I'm Sarah Van Kirkley. First of all, I want to thank you for starting this board meeting with a moment of silence to acknowledge Caitlin's passing. My name is Sarah Van Kirkley, and my reason for speaking tonight is to discuss Caitlin Eller, who is now forever 12. She suffered for years, but we only have minutes to plead for her justice. I'd like also to note that bashing and threats will not bring Caitlin back. They will not prevent any future similar tragedies. Both fail to honor Caitlin's memory and even enter territory many consider bullying. That's the kind of behavior that cost this community a beloved daughter, sister, friend, Christian, and cheerleader. Saying the school administrators and educators, quote, did nothing is neither fair nor honest. Saying they didn't do enough, though likely accurate, does not better equip anyone to keep bullying from costing this community yet another young life. Every adult who interacted with Caitlin on a daily basis has played her last day on earth hundreds, if not thousands, of times over in their head, wondering what, if anything, they could have done differently or better. Even those of us who saw her only occasionally are still asking ourselves those questions. The answers will not be provided to this community until a complete and transparent investigation, spare redactions for student privacy, occurs. Some answers we may never have. The goal should be to review what occurred, insomuch as to draft a plan for how to move forward in a way that puts measures in place, empowering and equipping all involved to do enough so this never happens here again. God forbid the situation presents itself. It's worth mentioning here that in the state of Illinois, inducement to suicide is a Class 3 felony. I'm going to say that again just in case there are any kids who think it's cool to tell people to go kill themselves listening. Just in case there are any parents who might sit silently by and permit such behavior to occur without attempting to intervene. That's a Class 3 felony in the state of Illinois. Inducement to suicide is a Class 3 felony, and it elevates to a Class 4 when the person acts on said inducement. I will say further that any adults present when said inducements were made who failed to intervene could and should be charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. If we can focus on how to reduce or eliminate bullying, make mental health matter, and choose kindness, we can honor Caitlin's memory in a way that allows her death to be a force for change for the better. House Bill 4675, which was introduced ironically the day after Caitlin passed, will, when signed into law, in my opinion, have any district with a child suicide provide a complete and full report after a transparent investigation to the Illinois State Board of Education. That bill includes provisions to protect student privacy and might offer answers into how to prevent any more children from feeling like taking their life is the only way out of being bullied. The report would be reviewed by ISB, or the Illinois State Board of Education, and, if appropriate, corrective action is recommended or possibly required if deemed necessary by said board. ISB's mission is to provide each and every child with a safe and healthy learning conditions. This bill will better support our state in doing so. I have a son who's here with me tonight, and he almost always eats lunch in the principal's office or in the main office to avoid bullying in the cafeteria, and that is a very much appreciated accommodation, though I wish we lived in a world that it wasn't necessary. What I'm trying to teach my son right now, let me start here. He was sick with influenza A for just a little over a week, and he was out for I think 8 or 9 days. And Caitlin also sometimes ate lunch in the office. And Cortland was on the basketball team and Caitlin was on cheer, so they traveled together for away games sometimes. What I'm trying to teach him is that the guilt that he feels for not being there to bust bullying with her is not his. It belongs to us adults. It belongs to we adults who, even though we don't know what the enough is yet, or even if we could have done something more, that belongs to us, not to my 12-year-old son. So I'd like you to join with me in praying, if you will, please. That's how I'm going to conclude what I have to say. Please join me in prayer. Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to exercise our First Amendment rights. We thank you for Caitlin and for the bright, wonderful spirit that she brought to this earth. And we thank you for all the many times that she glorified your name in church, Lord. Equip us, oh God. Bless us with the wisdom, the compassion, the energy, and any other resource. God forbid there is a next time to know whatever enough is, and to have it in our hearts to do whatever enough is to save the next child who feels ending their life is the only way out. We ask these blessings in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you for your time.
I don't know where to go with it. It's really crazy because I ain't trying to push fingers at nobody either. It's just one of the things where I don't know, because I went to school for it, and then it took a set if anything happened to my daughter because of something like this, that I would take it in and show my ass. I am doing my best and trying to be the best person I can, but shortly after, I'm dealing with this now, and I don't know where to go with it. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't understand why. I just don't understand why. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay. Understandable. Is there anyone else that would like to speak before?
I just want to add one thing. We have a petition respectfully requesting the board consider complying with House Bill 4674 in advance of its passing that has over 3,100 signatures. And I'm happy to download and provide those digitally verified signatures to the board for consideration at the next meeting.
I guess I want to, as we go into closed session here, this is gonna be the first time we've met since this tragedy happened. We will go in and review your public statements, the administration reports that have asked to be presented to us, reports from both Sangamon and Macon County Sheriff's offices to assure that, we're looking for all policies that were followed and as they due to privacy laws, when we come back out of, closed session, we will not be addressing the topic again, as we're not allowed. And just to let you know, how the remainder of the meeting will go. So I wanna give one last opportunity, anybody that would like to speak before we close.
May I say something?
Sure.
My son,
What's your name?
Samantha Baker,
Baker?
my son has graduated. However, he was born with a birth defect. In junior high and high school, I cannot say that bullying was not the instigator, but he attempted to hang himself as well. Mr. Fields went above and beyond. The high school was amazing for my son. And I wish that everybody had that experience. I do know that parents since have been taking it upon themselves, and in the junior high level, I saw it last night, the volleyball girls were being bullied from other schools. And there was a child at the other school who had a fake knife and made a cutting motion across their neck and pointed to our girls. My daughter took it upon herself to not take this anymore and went to the coach and approached her and told her the situation appropriately and let them handle it. My daughter and her friends should not be the ones who are having to be the adults. And I know the parents on the volleyball team have witnessed at tournaments, other schools' children bully our children. It's something that the parents are also standing up for. So this whole episode has changed how I have seen other people handle it and how we're not letting it go anymore. But it shouldn't have taken this for people's attention. I know what I walked through, and we still walk the walk after our son. And God forbid it ever gets to that point with my daughter. Steps have to be changed in the school as well. And these children, Caitlin's friends, Carly's friends, are 10 to 14, and they're fighting harder than I've seen some adults fight for themselves. And that's not fair to lay that on the children either. They shouldn't have to be their own bodyguards. And we need more adults to step up and protect our children. And we expect that to be the school. We send the kids here for 8 hours or whatever it is a day, thinking they're safe. And I'm also sorry that I don't think the children who are being bullied should be the ones segregated to the principal's office to eat lunch and feel safe. It should be the opposite. The ones inducing that are antagonizing are the ones who should be segregated. Why are the kids being bullied be the ones who are made to feel even more different because they can't sit with their friends for fear? The system's backwards.
I understand. I appreciate your comments, and, like I said, we will go into review and try to review every single step, and, just take this all under advisement. I appreciate you coming and sharing your stories this evening.
He wants to speak for you, that's okay.
Okay, can you stand up for me? I'm having a hard time hearing.
My name is Corbin Franklin. And I'm one of the St. Ruth Valley Middle School kids that was one grade above Caitlin's. She was in 6th grade, I was in 7th. So me and Caitlin, we were both bullied kid can be strong enough to make it through. They just have to keep pushing, no matter how hard it is.
Thank you very much, for coming up and sharing tonight. At this time, I would, need to make a motion to go into closed session to discuss matters relating to individual students under Open Meetings Act Section 2C10 and other reasons as stated on the agenda. Motion made by Josh Hilbert, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Wood, call roll please.
Campbell? Yes. Guerrero?
Yes.
Hilbert?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes. Stahl?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
6-17.
All right, at this time, we have to ask everyone to leave as we go into closed session, as it's all private matters. So I need a motion to accept the closed session minutes as read in closed session. I've got a motion by Jeff Stahl, seconded by Ms. Campbell. Call roll please.
Hilbert? Leeper? Yes. Stahl?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Browning? Yes. Campbell?
Yes.
Guerrero?
Yes. I need a motion to accept the resignation of Bobby Gilbert effective February 27th, 2026. Motion made by Hilbert, second.
Second.
Browning, call roll please.
Stahl?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Browning?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Guerrero?
Yes.
Hilbert?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes.
And motion to employ Tricia Hildebrand as middle school track coach effective immediately.
So moved.
Motion made by Campbell, is there a second? Browning, call roll please.
Wood?
Yes.
Browning? Yes. Campbell?
Yes.
Guerrero?
Yes.
Hilbert?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes. Stahl?
Yes.
And a motion to employ Samantha West as a full-time at-will benefited paraprofessional effective at the beginning of the 26-27 school year. Motion made by Matt Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Hilbert, call roll.
Browning? Yes. Campbell?
Yes.
Guerrero?
Yes.
Hilbert?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes. Stahl?
Yes.
Wood?
Okay. Consent agenda, everyone received your copy. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Browning, is there a second?
Second.
Sorry, I just blinked out. Campbell, call roll please.
Campbell?
Yes.
Guerrero?
Yes.
Hilbert?
Yes.
Leeper? Yes. Stahl?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
And I have no IASB update, with the exception of the spring meetings coming available and, the potential to sign up for those online. Building reports, everyone received your building reports. Are we going to look over all the Fastbridge stuff in March? Is that what we?
We can, I believe that is when our quarterly strategic report is.
Because I saw Ms. Wallbaum had something and she kind of had a little chart, which I like percentages, it's easier for me to,
Yeah.
but I thought it would be nice to go over all the buildings. Okay, superintendent's report.
I've sent you the list of FOIA requests. If you have any questions on any of those. We also have, we have talked about the parking lot project over at the primary school in the south parking lot there to make that a specific bus loading and unloading zone to kind of cut down on our issues with the traffic in the north parking lot and out there on the main road, which has been pretty dangerous. So I have engaged with Martin Engineering to go ahead and start looking at that for us to get the plans drawn up so that we can put that out to bid to be doing in summer then. I think we have a pretty good plan. I'm waiting for those preliminary surveys to come back. But that's kind of where we're at on that. That is, of course, what we got the school maintenance grant from the state. We'll be part of that, and that is a matching grant of $50,000. So that's kind of where we are there. I hope to have something in your hands for the next board meeting. We get done in time. The playground, and I have SVPS playground update here. So we've been looking at that. Ms. Wallbaum and I have been working with Pat Pueblo, who's our designer, and we've got the initial plans done. We looked at some initial fencing. I think the initial plans for the actual playground itself of work, have kind of determined that maybe we should do a concrete, basically a bumper, I don't know what you'd call it exactly, not like a full sidewalk, but a divider there to let the poured in place kind of be ended on, so that none of the gravel or anything is coming out or anything like, so basically like a curb, yeah, that would be a good response for it. And so we're gonna look at that and see if we need to add some gravel between the parking lot and that curb, or if we can do the curb right up against the parking lot, once we determine that.
Also, or just from the parking lot?
Just where the parking lot's at, we're gonna divide it off, I think, right now, and we don't think we need any on the west side, do we, or do we just need to do a perimeter around it?
Say that again.
So the fencing, we're not doing the fence on the back end of the
No,
playground, right?
no,
That's what I
Just,
thought. We're
just
gonna
divide
separate it
the
from the
parking lot.
That's
Okay, that's what I thought, I just.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be that front end, and then on the side, and then up against the building, and we'll put some kind of gate there, and the gates, just so we can limit nobody coming into the back of the building too, because we still will have the other playground out there. The kids do some stuff, back there on that blacktop. So, we are looking at that, and hopefully I will have final numbers for you with some concrete estimates and stuff at the next board meeting as well. That's when I'll bring all the summer work items. Bus barn update, still moving and shaking on that. I was working, Bruce was getting set up with Ameren, so I was working with him a little bit in terms of what we will need to do for temporary power, because we'll still have to power the diesel, the DEF, and the gasoline pumps down there after we tear the building down during spring break. So we have worked with them, and the engineers will have to set a temporary pole, and then run power off of that temporary pole to those things. And so I don't know what that is gonna cost us, but I do know that, Bodine also will have to do the electrical underground, is what Amber was saying. They don't wanna do anything overhead, right around there like it currently is. And so we're gonna look at that, and that will be an additional cost as well. I think I put in there for you on that bus barn update as well, that we got the change order then on the bollards and moving the parking lot expansion that we had to do. And the bollards were the most expensive part of this, but it came out to $26,769 increased change order, so, that's kind of where we're at there. But I thought it was cheaper to buy bollards to put around all the supports in the front doors than it is for a bus to accidentally bump into one of them and then take that support out, and we have to fix that. So, I think bollards will be okay. We'll be okay to get some bollards going on there. So, that's where we're at there. In terms of the Racino update, I was contacted by Mr. Flynn, who is the attorney initially came to us on Monday. And he spoke to me just about progress, about it passing in the Senate again. Basically restated a lot of stuff he told me last time. But then I was contacted by the folks that put on the developers thing that I went to in December and gave you guys the information about. And they asked me to go along with them to Springfield next week to go meet with the Speaker of the House there at the Capitol. And he wants to just talk to us and have some questions. And there's different folks, I don't even know, I think the mayor of Decatur and some other folks are going to be involved in that as well. And then the Decatur and Macon County Economic Development Commission is the person that is kind of spearheading that and asking for us to attend. So Millikan University, I think, has some people there as well that'll be part of that. So I'll hopefully have some more information or have some kind of indication of what they're thinking or where they're at when we meet next month or before.
Is that what they're calling it, Decatur Downs?
Decatur Downs is what it will be, is what the title of it is, the Racino, so.
What would Milliken have to do with it?
Millikan has been in discussions with the developers that I found out at the informational meeting. They want to set up like internships for students that are in business and agriculture and all of that. It's also the Illinois Department of Ag, I may be responsible for part of this too, because they were at the meeting as well that we were at, and spoke a lot about agricultural implications, not only for farming and food, but also for the horse breeding. I think we talked about it goes all, the Sherman, there's a big horse breeder in Sherman that is pushing it a lot, but the Department of Ag kind of oversees the harness racing and stuff like that as well. So they are really pushing for a Ameren lighting incentives, I'm still working on this. I'm meeting with another lighting assessment person on Monday. That was recommended to me by the superintendent of Greenview and the superintendent of Porta. I spoke to him on the phone today. And I have also applied for a community assistance grant through Ameren to help with any part of the copay that would be on us. But I do know for a fact, after I met with the Ameren energy advisor today, and he said that the lighting incentives will 100% be done after this year. Because the
They won't be
fluorescent
offered
lights,
anymore.
they will not be offering more because fluorescent lights are going away. And we have no incentive to do it, we just have to do it. So, he suggested if you're gonna do it, now's the time to be able to get a great number of the lighting and the service paid for. And then I'm gonna look at, ways to reduce the cost if it comes in about the same where it was at, with our last couple assessments. But I think we'll be able to figure something out pretty well. And like I said, I've heard very good things, about service, about materials, and about cost effectiveness for the gentleman I'm gonna meet with on Monday. And I'll kind of keep you updated on all that as we go through.
Can I back up just one
Yep.
second? Bus barn, have they started demolition?
Not yet, that won't start until spring break. So we'll do all the disconnects, and then during spring break, when we don't have anybody on site, they'll start the demo. And, Mr. Hutchins told me he thinks they can finish it probably about a day or two. He and Bruce are gonna install a water shut off out there. But I think we're close on finishing up all the permitting and stuff that we have to do for this phase. And all of that, and then we just get the disconnects done, and they told us that we can get that done within a couple days. FS will move the tank, propane tank for us. And then they'll get that torn down, and then they will start with the, build-up, and hopefully the first week of April. Depending on weather, of course, everything depends on weather, and we'll kind of see what we have there. Mother Nature's not real kind to us in the spring, so.
Do we know what FS will charge, or is that built into the bid already?
FS told us, when Bruce contacted them, they'll move the tank, and it's $100 an hour to move the tank. But we're not moving it very far, so I don't think it'll cost us a whole lot.
I think I heard the new gas line too.
We'll probably have the gas line run by whoever installs the heat tank in there. So, because we're not gonna do any more to it just yet. But we'll pull the line and get it all moved back, and we'll put all the new line in front there, buried into the facility. Other than that, and I think that does it for my portion of the report.
Okay. So then new business,
Yep. The band, middle school band, it's their turn to go to Six Flags in Gurnee this year, and since it exceeds our mileage, it is up to you guys to approve that. So then high school will be due next year, but we usually do this, we flip-flop them every other year, so I'd ask you to do a motion to approve that trip.
okay, so we need a motion to approve the middle school band trip to Six Flags in Gurnee, Illinois, May 16th, 2026.
So moved.
Motion made by Jessica Browning, is there a second?
I'll second.
Stahl, call roll please.
Guerrero,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Leeper, yes, Stahl,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Browning,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
The next piece we have here is the play pad that is behind the intermediate school is a blacktop pad. There's a couple, one is just a pole. One is a pole with a basketball hoop that's very rusty and old on it. There's another basketball hoop, and then a thing that I don't know what it is. You throw a ball up in it, and there's 4 holes, and the ball, I guess, comes out somewhere. Nobody ever uses it, I guess is what I've been told. So we have those things out there. The play pad itself is gaitored pretty bad. It's cracked really bad. It needs some attention. So I put the bid out there. Dunn was our only bid. But the bid that they put together for us, or that I asked for, is they will fix all the cracks. They'll mill out anything within there. There's only a couple spots that need to be milled out and then refilled with asphalt. They will pull the existing basketball poles and that other pole, because they are a straight up pole with a basketball hoop on them, and it's not safe. Like when kids are playing, and you need like a gooseneck to kind of keep them away from that pole. So they will pull all that, and then they'll fill in those holes with a backfill type material, it's like a foam, and then they go over it with asphalt, and then they'll reseal all that. They'll do all the cracks that are big enough that need to be sealed up to keep the water out of it, and then do the emulsive coat over it. And then they will actually put we're going to buy the basketball hoops and the poles, and we're gonna do goosenecks, and we're gonna space out there in that whole piece to have 2 full-size courts pretty much. And then there's a little bit of an edge that I don't know why that's there, but it just, it's always been there. But they will be able to paint the lines for 3-point and free throw at each one of those hoops. And so we'll basically have 4 half courts for the kids to play on.
Are they gonna be all regulation height?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, and there'll be the goosenecks, so they'll actually be buried in the dirt on the outside of the pad, so that they're not inside the pad, so if we do ever have to replace them, we don't have to tear the pad up again to put them in there. And the kids, like when they're under the hoop and stuff, the pole's not gonna be there for them to run into or knock the tooth out, or what my buddies did.
I think that's a good point, though, 'cause I think the other house.
Well, but third grade does play at regulation, that's what I was just trying to think of, but third grade does play at regular height.
My son's in 2nd grade, and he plays at regular height, so.
Yeah, well, because it is second and third graders playing together, and it is regular height, yes, so that,
So thought that would probably be the best.
Yeah.
Worried about anything that was movable, about getting tore up when school line session and stuff like that, so.
There's a type that is adjustable height, that are still a solid base at the bottom, but if you're already playing
they're
at that height,
playing,
then
it is second grade, then it goes to regulation.
no point to do the additional cost.
So when you take the
No.
extra backboard off, that lowers it down, and
No,
so you go after it, kids. So, but if you guys decide to do that, that'll be, the cost to do the fix of the pads. They'll set the poles for us and do the painting of the court, for that $26,455. And then the basketball goals, we will actually buy from BSN separate, and then that'll be $7,000, but then they'll do the install for us, so.
They being done.
Done, we'll do the install of the post, we'll put the hoops and stuff up with staff, so.
Okay, and you anticipate this for summer work as well?
Correct.
So we need a motion to accept the bid from Dunn Company not to exceed $26,455 for the resealing restoration of the asphalt pad at the Illiopolis campus.
Second.
That's Hilbert and seconded by Browning, call roll.
Hilbert,
Yes.
Leeper,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Browning,
Yes.
Campbell.
yes.
Ferrero.
Yes.
Next piece is the change order from FedServ related to the bus barn, and this would be to purchase the collars and to expand the parking lot so that we can put all the buses in the parking lot. And that would be not to exceed $26,768 at this time.
Can you tell me again how many dollars total? 20. 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion to approve the change order for FedServ for the bus barn project not to exceed $26,769. Motion made by Mr. Stahl, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Wood, call roll please.
Stahl,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Browning,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Ferrero,
Yes.
Hilbert,
Yes.
Leeper, yes.
All right, at this point in time, our next regularly scheduled meeting is March 18th at 6 p.m. And I would need a motion to adjourn.